Hey guys, welcome back to the channel here. We're going to go ahead and finish the video we started with our door gut installation. So we're going to be doing the front doors in this video. We've already done the rear doors, and that'll be in a video before this one. So we're going to go ahead and jump into getting this front door install completed. Now, when we are done with the video here, we don't have the armrest bracket. It goes on here, so I don't have it with me at the time, so you won't see us install that, but it does have two rivets that get installed in the door. They are for the armrest pad, so you won't see us install that in here because I don't have it, and I kind of want Brent here to cut the inner sound deadening here. So I'm going to let him do that. This is kind of his baby. I'm letting him kind of finish the sound deadening out. He knows exactly what he wants, so I'm going to let him do that. So we won't be putting the armrest bracket on, but we're going to go ahead and show you how to get this wing window put in here, as well as all the regulator and the window and the seals here. So follow along and show you how to put one of these doors together. So we got our front door here. As you can see, we have a reinforcement plate riveted to the door. This door had a tear for the handle assembly, and we bought a reinforcement plate. So we got that put in the other day, and this is a lot more sturdy, which is great. We have the handle assembly installed here. We have the handle assembly installed here, and we have the latch assembly installed here. This plug here is for the door lock actuator, which we do not have installed yet. We have to rivet that in. But the first thing that we're going to do before we even do this lock assembly is we're going to put this door lock in. Now, this is an aftermarket door lock. His original door locks did not work, and the 96, 97 trucks have a different door lock assembly than the 95 and older door locks. So the actual hole in the door right here is actually a little bit different. So the actual cutouts, you can see that there's little spaces there. You know, it's not perfect circle here, are actually cut out differently for the actual size of the lock. So your actual hole is different in the door from your older trucks. So when you're buying a 96 or a 97 and it needs new door locks, please keep in mind that finding these door locks is almost nearly impossible at the moment. Not real sure why, but they are. So we have our door open here, and we're going to go ahead and put our door lock in. Now your lock goes in from the outside, so we'll go in like this. It only goes one way, just like that. And then there'll be a little metal latch. So that's one of these guys here that goes in and holds the door lock in. So that's all that holds these door locks in. So that's technically that's installed there. And then we can go ahead and hook up the rod assembly on the inside of the door. So this will give you an idea of what the inside of this door looks like. And you can see that the rod just clips into the holder, and you have the little metal retainer that holds the door latch or door lock assembly in. You can actually see on the bottom there that it's not doing a whole lot, so I may have to actually pull it back out and bend it around to make sure that it fits correctly. So that's something you want to keep in mind. Is you can see down here on the bottom here that the retainer there is not behind the lock. So you can see it's behind the lock on the top, but not on the bottom. So we'll have to do a little bit of work with that, make sure that that gets behind that lock properly. Because if it doesn't, then there's a real easy way to pop the lock out, which we don't want to do that with this. And then the next step will be to put the regulator in down there, or I'm sorry, put the actuator in down there, and it'll follow the same process as the rear doors. So same thing on these lock actuators as the rear. This one's a little bit easier because it will hook a lot nicer. Go ahead and plug your actuator in here. And you see these tabs here. These will actually secure to the actual mount, and then this one will actually secure to the window track. So that just hooks into the latch assembly, and I'll show that to you here in a little bit. But we're going to go ahead and get this rivet put in down here on the bottom of the door. It'll go right here. Now, I don't know if you can see that, so we'll see if we can get you the camera down there to see it. So it'll be in this hole here. Once again, we're going to go ahead and use the factory large-headed rivet here, and inside the rivet gun. And once again, we'll have to put our hand in here and get this lined up. And it did stay on there, which is great. We're running into the same problem with this rivet as we did with that other one in the back. Well, I can't get the screwdriver down into that one. Well, we got it anyway, so that's a plus. So that actuator assembly goes down in there like this. So you can see it's hooked onto the bottom of the latch assembly here, and it's riveted down at the bottom. So a lot of rods, a lot of little linkages there. But now we can go ahead and put our regulator assembly in, which once again, we're going to use rivets for this. So we have our window regulator assembly here. We'll get this riveted in. Once we get this riveted in, we'll drop the window down in with the tracks, and then the wing window goes in last. But we're going to get this put in first, and then we'll do our track, window, and the wing window. So you want to line up the slotted hole, this next hole to it, the hole up here by itself, and then this one here. Not the farthest one away, closest to the large hole, but this one. And the holes are all there because this could be a manual or a power door. They're all stamped the same on the inside. So we got this one lined up, and it matched all the other holes. So we can go ahead and get the rest of those rivets put in. Once again, following the same procedure, just getting them started. And once you get them all started, just go ahead and snap the rest of them off. So this window is set up at half, which is where we wanted it. And we can go ahead and get our window tracks put in now. So once again, we have a new seal that we're putting in here. So these ones are specific to the front doors. The key here is this little molded piece right there. So that would be the opposite side of the window that goes inside the door there. This is your corner that would go here. So what that does is that goes down into the A-pillar, or I'm sorry, that goes down into the wing window here, and you want to make sure that that is in the right position. So that's where you'll start when you put your new window seal in. But we're going to go ahead and get the track set in, put the bolt in it, and then that'll hold it in position. And then we can go ahead and get our seal put in the back, and then we'll go ahead and get our window put in. So we have our track here, or channel. And that push pin will actually, here, I'll show that to you before I put it all the way in. The push pin on the harness will actually go into one of these holes. It does go on, I believe, this side of it. So it'll be on this side of the track. Follows the same procedure as the rear door with the way that the track assembly meets into the door, and the wiring does go on this side of that bracket. So we can go ahead and start fitting this seal in up here. Now I may have to adjust this seal once we put the wing window in to make sure that we have the proper placement of this molded area. Which it looks like it's going to have to come down this way a little bit. So that's not a huge deal, because there is a cutout on the back side of this seal, and so that's this guy right here. So technically this should be right at where the felt strip should be. The felt strip would be the belt strip. It would meet up to here, but we got to make sure that we have this in the right position. So we may end up doing a test fit with this and get the window put in, and then put the take the wing window back out and put the seal in correctly. So we'll see how this goes. I'm going to try and line it up on this side first. So if we did the lining up there, you can see that this comes down the door a little bit, which might be a little bit too far. So we'll go ahead and put our window in here, and then that'll let us put the A-pillar down in, and that'll let us really see where this window felt needs to be, the weather stripping. So even if we have to take it back out, it's no big deal because we want it to be in the right spot anyway. So we have our seal hanging here. I was going to go around this way, but ideally the best way to do this is do it without the glass in. You're going to grab your A-pillar here, take your molding, your seal. Now, remember we were talking about the molded edge here. Now this will line up with the way the A-pillar is routed here. So you'll follow this line up, and you'll want it to run right into this seal, just like it does here. And you'll push this guy all the way in, and we're going to fit this into the door. Now we'll see how close we got this, but put it in your door like this and give it a twist. Get it down in here far enough. Spin it again, and it'll seat inside the channel here. So when you're doing this, make sure that your gasket on the outside of the wing window is not folded over. And then you can fit this seal up in here. All right, looks like we got it just about perfect there. It's a little wavy because we're going to pull it back out. So I fit this with the seal to make sure that it's in the right positioning. And then you go ahead and you'll put this all in, all the way down through here into this track that's down in here. So once we've made sure that this is in the right position back here, go ahead, pull out your wing window again. And then you'll take your glass and put it down in, and it'll slide into your track here. Make sure the window's slid onto your regulator track, and then make sure that it's in your seal here. Grab your wing window again, line up your seal on the top, making sure that it lines up with your line here. Go ahead and push your seal back in. Once again, make sure that your seal on the outside of this wing window is not pinched. So now that that seal is put in here, it's a little bit wavy at the top still, but over some time here, this seal should conform nicely to the truck here. It's a little bit new, so it doesn't want to stay where you put it because it's been in a bag rolled up. So now that we got this wing window in here, we got the regular window in, we're going to go ahead and put our screws in. Now these two screws are in the front here. They hold this wing window in. So you want to go ahead and put these in. Before you tighten up your bolt down here. So we got our wing window in here, and we have our window in. So whenever you put your wing window in, make sure that this window is in this track before you bolt this all together. Because if you don't do that, it'll bind up on you. You risk breaking the glass. You risk blowing up the regulator motor. You risk causing some issues. So we're going to run this window up and down, make sure that we're good. So you can see the window goes up nice. It's a little bit slow. Could just be the regulator's old, could be these new seals. I know that these seals are a little bit tighter than the rear seals. Not sure why they are, but they are. So we're going to go ahead and put this window back down, but we're going to put this bolt in first. Now I did that because this window has to seal here, and this is basically your track all the way. Now you can adjust this back one if need be. We already tightened this back one up because you could see where it was on the door previously, and pretty sure that's where that needs to be. So we'll put it back down, and we'll see if it needs any adjustment. So it looks pretty good there. A little bit of play in the window here, but that's not bad whatsoever. So we'll go ahead and put it up one more time and see. Yeah, so the window goes up pretty good. Comes down really well. So at this point, this door is installed with all the goodies. Okay, so we showed you how to put your door lock actuator in, how to put your wing window in, how to put your new seals in and get them placed correctly, because actually when I pulled these old seals out of the old door, this molded section was actually in this corner on the one door. So whoever put it together previously did it wrong. But showed you how to route your wires, how to install some stuff, mainly how to put these rear doors together on these things. So these rear doors can really be a pain. You have to put them together just the right way, but the front door is a little bit easier. But Power Probe really makes this job much, much easier because you can just run the power right to the plug, and you're just running the regulator. You're not trying to start the whole truck or run the whole truck or anything like that and have the whole truck system draining. But you can just go ahead and just run the actual window regulator. But very, very simple to do this. It's not real difficult as long as you have the right tools and parts. A lot of guys don't like to do rivets. They say to use bolts and nuts. However, getting the nuts down in here to hold them isn't exactly easy, especially on the rear doors, because there's so many pieces and parts that get riveted in on the rear doors. So it's so much easier just to rivet them back in. I mean, I have the tool, you buy the rivets. The rivets aren't real expensive, so it's easier just to use the rivets. But that's the install on the front and rear doors on the Lawn Ranger project here. So we just didn't do the belt strips on the top of the windows here. We're going to do those a little bit later. Going to make sure that we get everything else done. We can put the finishing touches on a little bit later. But that's the front and rear doors. So hopefully you guys can take something back from this video and learn how to work on these doors yourselves. They do have a process to them. It's not cut and dry. So hopefully you guys can take this video and work on your own trucks. So I'd really appreciate it if somebody needs these videos, please share the content so that get some more eyes on this stuff. And if you like these videos, please subscribe to the channel, and really appreciate you guys watching. So thanks for watching again, and we'll catch you on the next one.